Lok Sabha elections in Manipur will take place in two phases. The ECI also announced that those displaced in Manipur can vote from the relief camps. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh said that security measures for the smooth conduct of the upcoming Lok Sabha in the state has been taken up. The administration in Manipur has also directed licensed gun owners to deposit their firearms at the nearest police stations to ensure safety during Lok Sabha polls. Meanwhile, a group of miscreants threw a hand grenade at the civil body president's residence in Imphal East on the March 17th. Now, questions arise about the unregistered guns, weapons and the bombs that were looted. Is there recovery possible before Lok Sabha elections, and what bearing will it have on the election itself? I'm joined by Major General Ashwini Sivach. General, I mean to say, today, after the announcement of the elections, the administration issued the usual, I would say, a letter for the licensed weapon owners to deposit their weapons. But I mean to say, there are thousands of guns outside. Don't you think that something special should have gone into that? Some sort of a special measure or some sort of a special action should have taken place before this?
Absolutely. See, Kartika, what is the, problem as far as Manipur is concerned? There were about 4,000 to 5,000 weapons which were looted from the police armory. And they are still at large. There are only about 300 to 400 weapons which has come back. And majority of these weapons are very sophisticated. These are M4 rifles also. And another about 4,000 to 5,000 weapons have illegally come from to Manipur from Myanmar. And so therefore, today the whole society is basically weaponized, and they are having modern weapons. Now, as far as these licensed weapons are concerned, this is a normal practice which is throughout the country. Whenever the election take place, the district commissioner and the DM pass instruction that all those weapons which are licensed must be deposited in the court of the police, just to ensure that there is no violence. But those weapons have hardly any meaning, because these are 12-bore guns, mainly used by people for, for shikar and all. The biggest problem as on today is that the weapons which were looted from armory and the weapons which have now come from Manipur, in Manipur from Myanmar, what happened to that? And these are the weapons which are going to create problem even during the election. And as on today, we are not able to resolve this sort of militancy or the problem which is occurring between the two communities, whether it is meitei or kuki. Weapons are both sides. So therefore, I fully agree that there is a tension that will the election be able to be free and fair if these so many weapons are there in society. This will be a hard task for the paramilitary force. I'm sure they will be able to do a good job, but this is certainly a cause of concern to the civil administration. So many weapons outside, and if they are used in a wrong manner, they can have a lot of adverse impact on the outcome of the election. Kartikeya.
Brijesh?
Well, I think, the weapons which are out there, which have not been returned, looted weapons, they can wreak havoc in the plans and throw a big spanner in the work which has been done by Election Commission in ensuring a smooth, functioning of the elections in the state. What has happened is a routine order which takes place in every single state, where when the elections are announced, you are requested to deposit your licensed weapon with the nearest police station, so that there is no chance of any kind of violence taking place. But in Manipur, the situation is exact opposite. It is not the licensed gun which are proving a threat to the theatre of Manipur. It is the unlicensed gun, it is the local made gun, and it is the guns which have been stolen from the police and paramilitary officers. So what is happening is that these guns presents a very potent, very in your face kind of a threat, because the situation, one single bullet here or there has a potential of torpedoing all the good work that has been done by the Election Commission in holding a free and fair election.
But General Sivach, when you hold elections in an area which are disturbed, like for example, when elections were used to be held in Kashmir, what sort of measures were required? It is when then the guns were not freely available. There were 140 to 150 weapons available in terms of terrorists. But here they are in thousands.
See, Kartikeya, one thing is there. As far as holding election is concerned, the experience which the Indian security forces have got it, I don't think there will be much problem. But there is a cause of concern, because so many weapons are out in the society, and the whole society charged from both sides. And the elections are very crucial for Indian democracy. But I suppose the amount of paramilitary force which will be utilized, especially in Manipur, and as the election commissioner had told, one of the constituency, the election will be in two phases. So therefore, the question comes is that will security forces able to conduct free and fair election? To me, it looks like that will take place, but this will be a challenging task because after all, so many weapons are in the society, they have not come back, and almost every house seemingly looks to be weaponized. So this is a cause of concern.
But General,
And
is
to
the
me-
situation in Manipur and Kashmir can be compared in context of poll preparation or even Assam? Can you draw that distinction or similarity for our viewers?
See, as far as Kashmir is concerned, it is almost normal now. You see, I have operated almost 22 years there in Kashmir Valley, and I have operated almost about 7 years in Northeast. Now, as far as Kashmir is concerned, it's totally normal. There are about 30 to 40 residual terrorists. They don't have weapons. Their leadership is gone. Today, there is a proper law and order which is prevailing in Kashmir Valley. I am very sure the election will be very free and fair as far as the parliamentary elections are concerned in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. And as far as Assam is concerned, the militancy was only there for almost about 4 to 5 years. As on today, Assam is totally peaceful. There is not going to be any disturbance by anyone. And over a period of time, one thing which we have gained as a country is that our elections by and large are peaceful and they are conducted fair and free. This is one thing which we have mastered it last about 15-20 years. And with EVM coming and also election commissioner becoming a very, very powerful authority in the country. I suppose to that extent, even in Manipur, the election will be conducted peacefully. They will make sure, but there is a cause of concern and there will be a chance that the violence may erupt in somewhere because the weapons are still at large and the weapons are being used by the political party. That is a cause of concern. When the election take place, if the weapons are there in the society,
That's an important point
violence.
you are making, because the people who have actually stolen the elections are part of those civil society organizations which are politically aligned, and that makes the ball game in Manipur, Brijesh, completely different, isn't it?
Well, it does. I'm not saying that, that they can't hold a peaceful election there and all. But, if you're looking at the security apparatus, we know for sure that the kind of impunity with which certain civil society organizations have been operating, ransacking DC's office, abducting a JCO, and then, firing at will. I mean, the investment of these civil societies, political investment, has to be 100% to ensure that the elections are held free of fair. Otherwise, they're minored out here, minored out there, can change the course of or can shatter the peace which we are looking at.
Just General Sivaj, your one advice to the Manipur administration?
You see, I suppose as far as Manipur administration is concerned, they will do a good job because during the election, the experience which we have got as a country, I am sure they will able to do it. But they have to be very careful. They should not take anything by chance. They must ensure that the civil police will be also utilized by the election commission, and also to ensure that all elections are done in a peaceful manner to an extent that wherever there is a camp, the election to be taken place there. But I suppose what they have done a homework, to that extent I feel very confident the election will be done in a very peaceful way. Why? Because you remember one of the parliamentary constituency will have election in two phases.
Correct.
The reason is simple, that they realize that there is a chance of violence taking place in the society and election has to be fair and free. They do not have that much manpower. You see, after all, the security forces are also divided. Elections are taking place at different places. But it is a challenging task, but I'm very sure the election will be conducted very fair and free.
I think you have made a point, because the time which the security forces will get in Kashmir will be good enough for them to organize the elections peacefully.